Going.
Alyssa, you start. Thank you. Hey, Ray, thank you.
Hey, Ray, we keep hearing about the depth on the defensive line. How beneficial is that for you guys to be able to rely on some guys behind you and get a break now and then?
Oh, it's great. I mean, these new guys coming in are really excelling quick. I mean, they're picking things up really quick. I think we've done a good job at stuff that like we struggle with at the beginning. We're getting them on a fast track, and they're picking things up really quick.
Jacob?
Hey, Ray, kind of staying on that, you guys are returning just a ton of, depth, a ton of experience from last year's team on the defensive side of the ball in particular. What do you think the kind of ceiling is for this defense and how good you guys can be?
I think we can be one of the best. I think the way we played in that bowl game really showed what we can do. I mean, we just have to put it all together. We have to play with that whole 11 on the field, everybody getting to the ball, everybody doing their job. I think if we do that, we can really shut down some offenses this year.
Quick follow-up too, if you don't mind. Can you just walk us through what you were working on in the offseason, maybe just offseason grind, kind of specific things you were looking to kind of develop and take to the next level in terms of your game specifically?
For me, I think becoming a better transitional pass rusher for me is big. We pride ourselves on stopping the run, but when we get those pass looks, really trying to get in the quarterback's face and hopefully get the ball out so we got these top corners and get them some picks and get some turnovers this year.
CL?
Hey, Raymond, who to you so far have you seen kind of stand out or make the biggest improvement from the end of the season till now? I know obviously you're not playing any snaps or anything, but on the D line, who just looked like they took that off-season part seriously and has come in, stepped right in, looking sharp?
I can't even give you one guy. I'm going to give you three. I'm going to give Jaleel Taylor, Christian Varner, and KJ Hester have all taken a huge jump these last couple of practices. They look completely different. They're really picking things up, and I think this offseason was huge for them, getting the whole offseason. I mean, because all of us didn't get one last year, and, I mean, they have looked so much better these first couple of practices.
Ross?
Hey, Ray, I remember I guess before the season last year, we talked about how you hadn't had a full offseason at UNC, not a full strength and conditioning program, not a full spring. You kind of had that going into this spring. What have you improved on physically, and where do you feel stronger? Where do you feel better after that strength and conditioning program?
I feel like just my lower body in general, getting in there with Hess, really grinding. I mean, this offseason was huge. I mean, we were in there grinding, 5 days a week, basically. A lot of guys were coming in on optional days. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot stronger. I would say my legs, though, are the biggest thing for me.
And then quickly, what can you tell us about Keyshawn Silver and Javaris Ritzie individually?
Both just genetically I mean, they are playing way better than I expected. I mean, they are big bodies, very athletic, and they're really picking things up, too. I'm very impressed with them so far.
Greg Hall?
Ray, speaking of the weight room, we've heard a lot about the competition that goes on in there. So I was just curious, who's the best lifter on the DL?
Christian Varner. And then Samari, I mean, he's out right now, but I would say Samari or him. They're both very strong in the weight room.
And then with Tamari Fox out, that's a perfect segue into what I was going to ask. Who have you seen kind of rotating in his spot and trying to earn their way into a potential starting role as he's out?
Miles Murphy has done a big jump. A lot of guys are rotating in. We're bouncing around positions just because I think this year with the depth we have, guys will be able to switch positions, get different groups in there. And I think we're just going to be able to rotate, have different groups, and just be able to tie our offensive lines and have fresh bodies in there the whole game.
Anybody else for Ray? The other two players are here and ready.
Yeah, and then lastly, Ray, what do you view your role on this team coming into another year for you?
Be a leader for these guys. I've been really trying to help them pick up things that I struggled with at first and just be a leader for us and be somebody they can count on and be there every game.
All right, Ray, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. We'll get either Josh or Jaquarius in here next. We're both ready.